Scribblenauts Unlimited might be gaming's greatest toy box. Its Super Mario Paint means Grand Theft Auto and whatever else your warped little mind decides to splash across its blank canvases at any given instant. It's a collection of hundreds of puzzles set in a sprawling open world spanning dozens of themes. It's a game where nearly every single word you tap out on the Wii U's touchscreen becomes an object you can interact with on the fly. And it's a wonderful little bundle of joy.
Blah, 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 blah,
Blah, blah, blah, blah, blah.
Type a word and a cartoon representation of that word appears on screen as something you can interact with. Add an attribute to that word and you can interact with it further. An overworld connects lots of little puzzle hubs, meaning you can hop around and tackle everything the game has to offer instead of being trapped in the linearity of the finish a puzzle to start the next one sequential progression of the last few Scribblenauts titles. Literally every single noun you can imagine, aside from things like boobs or alcohol, have been meticulously created in Scribblenauts' cartoon art style for your own discovering pleasures. People, places, monsters, and even a few familiar Nintendo characters appear just by tapping their names. If you ever wanted to see Link from The Legend of Zelda fight a flying Satan with a chainsaw, now's your chance. Sadly, you can't edit any Nintendo characters like you could, say, a gorilla or something, which means no fat Princess Peach or rotten Zelda. Bummer. Scribblenauts is all about solving tons of puzzles using different combinations of words and adjectives, so it's really up to you to decide exactly how you want to solve them. For example, a vampire hoping to go vegan asked me to cook him up a healthy alternative to blood. After a few seconds of thinking, I handed him a glass of tomato juice, which totally satisfied his appetite, and the world was saved, if only for a moment. Of course, you can always break from the puzzles at any given moment and start seeing how totally random scenarios play out with any combinations of weapons, monsters, and places you can think of. Or, you can edit or even build anything you want from scratch using the game's new object creator, an insanely robust creation tool that allows more inspired players to make pretty much anything they want and summon it whenever, which is absolutely awesome. But if you don't have the patience for that, you can just wait for those guys to share their creations with the rest of us. Seeing Scribblenauts play out on a massive television is an alluring, if not completely dismissible experience. You'll want to marvel at how pretty this game looks in high definition, but the reality is that you'll spend most of your time hunched over the Wii U's gamepad, tapping characters and words with the stylus with barely a reason to ever look up from it. Your TV here only replicates the exact experience happening on the smaller screen, so be prepared to get comfy with the gamepad here. As excited as I was to see things jump into high definition, Scribblenauts started as a handheld game, and Unlimited does more to extend that experience rather than separate itself from it. Scribblenauts Unlimited is still running on the same awe-inspiring gimmicks the series introduced in 2009, but with the level of polish and refinement here, it's finally delivering on all fronts. Despite some dips in overall puzzle difficulty this time around, the game has a massive amount of content to both discover and create from scratch. The puzzles are a bit on the easy side, but the sheer amount of them more than makes up for their simplicity. If you've skipped the series until now, start here. You'll be floored at how much there is to show off. And if you're the creative type, the object editor opens up endless possibilities. Scribblenauts Unlimited is an excellent Wii U launch title, even if you'll mainly play it like a handheld game. For more on Scribblenauts and the Wii U launch, keep it on IGN.